Good morning and welcome to Your 18 Now What? Thank you for joining me on this great Tuesday. I'm Dr. Catherine Gilstein and I am looking forward to empowering you with information about financial literacy and economic empowerment. I'll be posting new episodes every second and fourth Tuesday of the month, so be sure to tune in. Thank you to everyone who has been tuning in to listen to my podcast. I am so happy to announce that I have added listeners from the Philippines since my last podcast aired. So thank you so much. If you are traveling this summer, be sure to check out my last podcast where I covered maximizing your dollars while you travel. Today I want to talk about pausing and resetting. It's the end of June and we are almost officially at the midpoint of the year. This is a great time to reflect on the last 6 months. I want you to think about all of the wins that you have had these last 6 months. Sometimes we just need a minute to pause and reflect on what we have accomplished. You might not think it is much when you stop to think and reflect and actually write down all of the wins you have had. I bet there are at least 10 or 15 wins that you can think of. It can sometimes be as simple as taking the time to organize your closet you wanted to get done last summer, but never had time to get around to it. Maybe you started on that business that you've been thinking about for the last 2 years. That's a win. Maybe you've been consistent getting to the gym or walking 3 times a week. All of these add up to wins. Celebrate the wins you had, no matter how small you may think they are. When I think about the last 6 months for myself, I'm proud of where I am. I'm proud of where the podcast is going and the audience reach that I have been able to have, and for the support that I am receiving. I'm also excited about the publication of my book. I'm grateful for my family and their support for what I do every day. I also think about my intentions, and I haven't been walking as much as I set out to. I've been eating well, I've been sleeping better, work has been great, but the walking, well, I'm still working on that one. Connecting with my listeners has been awesome, reaching a greater audience, but there are some things that I can pause and reflect on and set new intentions for the remainder of the year. Like that walking more thing that I keep putting off. I'll get to that eventually. Let's go back to the beginning of the year. I'm sure many of you have set some intentions for 2024. And I say intention because resolution, it's just not one of my favorite words. An intention is a thing intended, an aim or a plan to do something. A resolution is a firm decision to do or not to do something. Resolution just seems very harsh for me, so I like to use the word intention better. They are very similar, but I see it as setting an intention to do something, setting that aim or that plan. We might set a few intentions, so think about what intentions that you did set at the beginning of the year and which ones you were able to stick with and continue to do today. Those are all wins. So congratulate yourself and be proud of what you have already accomplished. If you still have things on your list, don't give up. Set new intentions for the next 6 months. I know I'm going to. Besides, if I don't, how will I know if I've made my goal? How will I know how much progress I'm making? How much work and effort I'm putting in? How will I measure myself and my performance for myself? The most important thing here is to do it for yourself. If you find yourself thinking, I should do this because so and so thinks it's a great idea, or I know someone else is doing it, so maybe I should, whatever the case may be, you won't get it done. When you set the intention for yourself, for your own personal and professional growth, then you follow through. I don't know about you, but I know I cannot lie to myself, nor do I want to. So I know that if I put in the work and I don't give myself excuses, I will get it done. So I'll definitely get back to getting that walking done. I started the year off with an episode called First Things First. I was talking about knowing what money is and getting familiar with your money. If you haven't done so yet, listen to that first episode. Do you know what money is? Are you familiar with your money? Have you started putting away a little bit at a time? And are you making your money work for you? According to the FDIC, as of this month, the average savings account is paying 0.45% interest. If you are leaving your money in a checking account, the average interest is anywhere between 0.01% and 0.08% interest. So what does that mean? It means you're losing out on money, literally leaving money on the table. With the rates where they are right now, you cannot afford to lose money. There are high yield savings accounts that are paying as much as 4.9% or even higher interest rates. There are CD rates as high as 5% for 6 months or more, with deposits as low as $1,000 minimum. Some even have minimum deposits of less than that. So, while the CD rates are high right now, if you have money lying around not doing anything for you, even if you have 500, 1,000, 2,500, whatever the amount may be, if you don't foresee yourself needing that money over the next 9 or 12 months, you might want to lock it up in a CD and get a guaranteed rate of return, especially before those rates change. There is something to note about a CD is that when you lock up your money for a certain period of time, there is a penalty if you have to take it out early. So God forbid you need it, you can get it, but there is a penalty. And that is why I say put away money that you do not anticipate needing for 9 months or a year or more. Another thing to note about a CD is that when the CD matures or that due date comes in, you need to let the financial institution know what you plan on doing with that money. Meaning, if you don't take it all out at the end of it or roll it into a new CD with a new term and a new rate, that institution will automatically renew it for the same time frame that it was before and at the lowest interest rate. So be sure to put it in your calendar when that CD is going to mature. June, perfect time to pause and reset. It's mid-year. A lot of industries for work have a slower time pace than normal. Maybe you have a job where you're off for the summer. Maybe you have summer Fridays. Vacations and getaways are happening all around. A lot of scheduling going on. How do you go about doing a reset? Let's look at a few questions that you can ask yourself. Number one, think about the good things that have taken place each month this year so far. Focus on the wins, not what you have done yet. No time for negativity here. We are pausing and resetting, the whole purpose of our intention right now. Number two, think about what you don't want to do. It is perfectly okay to say no to something. There are a lot of people that feel they need to say yes to everything that is asked of them. If you are this person, I'm giving you the permission to say no. If something is not working for you, say no. If something is going to take more time and energy that you have to give, just say no. Give yourself permission to say no so that you can spend time and energy on what you want to do and say yes to yourself in the process. Number three, think about what habits you need to establish in order to reach your end of year goal. No matter what your intention was in January, pause, reset, start it now. Number four, what actions do you need to take to get you closer to your goal? Do you spend endless amounts of time binge watching TV shows? Maybe you spend endless amounts of time scrolling through your phone. This can be time well spent working on your intention and getting you closer to your goal. Number five, what is causing you delays in reaching your goals so far this year? So, what have you let get in the way of achieving what you want for yourself? It could be that you were just saying yes to too many things, as I mentioned earlier. Maybe you forgot to focus on yourself and your goals. Maybe you put them on the back burner and said, I'll get to them. Happens to the best of us. Pause and reset. Set a new intention. Number six, is there any to-do item that you can do right this moment and get it off the to-do list and give yourself that immediate win? So this could be something as simple as making the appointment at the eye doctor that you know you need to do, renewing your license online, scheduling an oil change for your car. Anything that you could do right now, schedule it, get it done, get it off that to-do list. It's an automatic win. Number seven, similar to the first one, think about what you're grateful for. Are there any similarities or trends in this list that you came up with? If there are trends, what were they? How can they help you move forward to where you want to be? Number eight, and I think this is the most important one, at least it is for me, how you feel. From January to December can seem like a long time, but right now we're mid-year. So what do you want July to December to look like? How do you want to feel at the end of this year? Sometimes it is better to think about the end goal in mind, what it looks like, how it's going to make you feel, and then you can work your way backwards to list the steps you need to get there. The key is to bet on yourself, invest in yourself. Book a time with me to set your goals. It's not a now transaction, it's a transaction to set your future self up. I've been a top contributor for MoneyGeek, WalletHub, and Credit Donkey for years, and I look forward to working with you no matter where you are to help you get to your goals. So think about where you want to be at the end of the year if nothing changes. What is going to be the cost of inaction and doing nothing? Set those intentions, pause and reset. Take the next steps, use some or all of these, review, reflect, revise, reprioritize, revamp, and of course, organize. I'm also excited to announce that my book has been published and it is ready to ship. So that's great. People have been ordering books, so thank you so much for all of you. If you have ordered a book, once you get it and read it, you can go to Goodreads and put a review for me. That would be great. Becoming an adult can be freeing and a blast. It can also cause stress and doubt. So whether your parents helped guided you about searching for a job, saving or investing money, bettering your credit score, or expected you to figure it out, maybe they tried, you just didn't listen, it's definitely not too late to set yourself up for success. The book provides the resources and answers to so many questions that a lot of you have. Be open to learning, be open to listening, ask questions. What more do you want to know? Visit my website at your18nowwhat.com and drop me a line. Send a question or a comment. Any questions received will be responded to by either email or addressed on the next podcast. Remember, be invaluable for what you share, not what you know. See you next time on Your 18 Now What. Be sure to visit my website where you can always find the latest podcast episode to listen to, follow, and share. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.